Hello students, we are reading chapter 7 of class 10 Glimpses of India, and today we are reading its third part, Tea from Assam, written by Arup Kumar Datta. Arup Kumar Datta, through the travelogue Tea from Assam, wants to acquaint his readers with the few facts and beliefs regarding tea. He wants the readers to know about the contribution of Assam to the field of tea and its share in the supply of tea drinkers. Here, the writer wants to convey the message that the pleasure and scholarship can be combined to make knowledge effective and long lasting. Rajveer is on a summer holiday trip to Assam with his friend Pranjal, and he gathers a lot of information about tea and tea plantations of Assam. He does a lot of research before he goes to tea estate managed by Pranjal's father, Mr. Barwa. So it shows that doing one's homework before any new venture is a very valuable activity. Everybody, particularly the young people, should try to emulate Rajveer. Okay, so let's move to the story. And here we are, part third. Yes. Pranjal, a youngster from Assam, is Rajveer's classmate at school in Delhi. Pranjal's father is the manager of a tea garden in Upper Assam, and Pranjal has invited Rajveer to visit his home during the summer vacation. So we have come to know that here are two main characters, Pranjal and Rajveer, and Pranjal has invited Rajveer to visit his home during the summer vacation. And Rajveer has gathered a lot of information about tea plantation. And now let's move to the story. Chai garam garam chai, a vendor called out in a high pitched voice. He came up to their window and asked, Chai Saab, give us 2 cups. Pranjal said. So here we can see the story begins with people traveling in a train, and a loud voice from a tea seller requests people to buy hot tea. He comes up to the window of the compartment and asks if anybody wants to buy tea. Then Pranjal asked him to give 2 cups of tea. They sipped the steaming hot liquid. Almost everyone in their compartment was drinking tea too. And we just see this thing that they started drinking the hot tea slowly. Steam was coming out of tea, that means it was very hot. Almost everybody in the compartment was drinking tea. Do you know that over 80 crore cups of tea are drunk every day throughout the world? Rajveer said. So here Rajveer said that more than 80 crore people drink tea every day in the world. Then Pranjal exclaimed, "You, tea really is very popular." So that means Pranjal said that tea is certainly very popular. The train pulled out of the station. Pranjal buried his nose in his detective book again. So here we can say the train started moving and came out of the platform. Pranjal once again started reading his detective book. Rajveer too was an ardent fan of detective stories, but at the moment he was keener on looking at the beautiful scenery. So no doubt Rajveer was also very passionate about reading detective stories or books, but at present he was more interested in looking at the beautiful scenery through the window of the train. It was green, green everywhere. Rajveer had never seen so much greenery before. Then the soft green paddy fields gave way to tea bushes. So here the Rajveer saw through the window of the train that it was green everywhere. And Rajveer had never seen so much of greenery before. So he was very excited. Earlier there were fields of rice outside the train, and now the train moved ahead, and now through the window he saw tea bushes. Then it was a magnificent view. Against the backdrop of densely wooded hills, a sea of tea bushes stretched as far as the eye could see. So it was an extremely beautiful view outside the train. In the front, there were tea bushes as far as one could see, and behind these bushes, one could see the hills. And these hills, we can say, they are covered with the trees, and the trees on the hills were very close to each other. That means they looked dense. Dense wooded means closely grown trees. So that's why we can say these bushes, behind these bushes, one could see the hills which are covered by the trees and grown closely to each other. Dwarfing the tiny tea plants were tall, sturdy shade trees, and amidst the orderly rows of bushes busily moved doll like figures. So, in the field, there were tall and strong trees also, and the tea bushes looked very small in comparison to these trees. Dwarf means of small height. And among the nicely arranged rows of tea bushes, some people were moving, and they were just looking like doll like figures. That means we can say amidst those, they were the people, they were just looking like doll like figures. Then in the distance was an ugly building with smoke billowing out of tall chimneys. So far away, in the distance means far away, an ugly building could be seen, and smoke was coming out of tall chimneys. Now, billowing out means coming out. Hey, a tea garden, Rajveer cried excitedly. Now, Rajveer shouted in excitement that it was a tea garden. Pranjal, who had been born and brought up on a plantation, didn't share Rajveer's excitement. Now, Pranjal has been seeing tea gardens since his childhood. He has been born and brought up here. So, he was not so excited to look at tea gardens. That means he was very accustomed to that atmosphere, to those plantations. He has become so habitual, and that's why he didn't show any excitement. Oh, this is tea country now, he said. Assam has the largest concentration of plantations in the world. You will see enough gardens to last you a lifetime. So here Rajveer exclaimed that the whole of the area was a tree garden. Assam has most number of tea gardens in the world, largest concentration of plantation in the world, and there are so many tea gardens in Assam that one cannot see all of these even his in his entire lifetime. So you will see enough gardens to last you a lifetime. That means one cannot see all of these even in his entire lifetime. I have been reading as much as I could about tea, Rajveer said. Now, Rajveer added this thing that he had been reading about tea as much as possible. No one really knows who discovered tea, but there are many legends. So, no one knows who discovered tea, but there are many stories behind that. Then Pranjal asked what legends, what these stories are. Well, there is one about the Chinese emperor who always boiled water before drinking it. One day, a few leaves of twigs burning under the pot fell into the water, giving it a delicious flavor, and it is said they were tea leaves. So, he just told one story, Rajveer, that once there was a king in China and he always used to drink boiled water. One day, a few leaves of a small branch fell into the boiling water, and the twig was being used as a firewood to boil water. So, because of those leaves, taste of water changed and it became very tasty. So, it is said that those were tea leaves. Then tell me another, scoffed Pranjal. Now Pranjal was very excited and he just teasingly he asked to tell another story. We have an Indian legend too. Bodhidharma, an ancient uh, Buddhist ascetic, cut off his eyelids because he felt sleepy during meditations. Now, Rajveer said that there is another story from India also. Bodhidharma was an ancient Buddhist monk. Ascetic means monk, and he felt sleepy while doing his prayers, his meditation. So he cut his eyelids and threw these on the ground. Then what happened? 10 tea plants grew out of the eyelids, and the leaves of these plants, when put in hot water and drunk, banished sleep. So, from these eyelids, 10 tea plants grew, and when leaves of these plants were put in the hot water and that water was drunk, sleep did not come to the person. That means it was helpful to remove sleep, to expel sleep. So that was tea leaves. That means these leaves were tea leaves. Tea was first drunk in China, Rajveer added. As far as 2700 BC, in fact, words such as tea, chai, and chini are from Chinese. Tea came to Europe only in the 16th century and was drunk more as medicine than as beverage. Now, Rajveer further added that tea was first consumed in China and long ago in 2700 BC, and actually words like tea, chai, and chini are from Chinese language. Tea came to Europe in 16th century, and initially tea was consumed as medicine, not as a refreshment drink or beverage. The train clattered into Mariani Junction. The boys collected their luggage. So here, with lot of sound, the train reached Mariani Junction, and the two boys picked their luggage and they pushed their way to the crowded platform. So they got down to the platform, and no doubt the platform was crowded. Pranjo's parents were waiting for them. Here we can see parents of Pranjal were waiting at the platform for them. Now, an hour later, the car veered sharply off the main road. They crossed a cattle bridge and entered Dekhiabari Tea Estate. So now we come to know that soon they were traveling in a car to Dekhiabari. Pranjal's father was manager of this tea garden, and after 1 hour, the car took a sharp turn from the main road, and they crossed a cattle bridge and entered the area of Dekhiabari Tea Estate. On both sides of the gravel road were acre upon acre of tea bushes, all neatly pruned to the same height. Groups of tea pluckers with bamboo baskets on their backs, wearing plastic aprons, were plucking the newly sprouted leaves. So here we can see the road was made of small stones, small pebbles, and on both sides of the road there were very large areas of tea garden. Tea bushes were nicely cut. Pruning means cutting, nicely cut to the same height. There were many groups of people who were just pulling and picking, and we can say plucking tea leaves from the bushes. They had a basket made of bamboo on their back, and they were wearing plastic apron. They were picking, or we can say plucking, the newly grown tea leaves. Now, next one. Pranjal's father slowed down to allow a tractor pulling a trailer load of tea leaves to pass. So here Pranjal's father slowed his vehicle, that means car, to allow a tractor to cross their car. The tractor was pulling a trolley and which was loaded with tea leaves. Now, this is the second flush or sprouting period, isn't it, Mr. Barua? So here we come to know that Mr. Barua is father of Pranjal. Now Rajveer asked Mr. Barua if it was the second season of the year for tea leaves to grow. That means second flush or sprouting period means second season of the year for tea leaves to grow. That means this season it lasts from May to July and yields the best tea. So it starts in May and ends in July, and during this period best tea leaves grow on tea bushes. You seem to have done your homework before coming, Pranjal's father said in surprise. Yes, Mr. Barua, Rajveer admitted, but I hope to learn much more while I am here. So here Pranjal's father was very surprised to hear these details from Rajveer. He said to Rajveer that it looked Rajveer had studied about tea gardens before coming there. That means he has done his homework. So that means we can say he has gathered a lot of informations before coming there. Rajveer agreed and said that he hoped to learn more while he was at the tea garden. So we just come to know that Rajveer has gathered lots of information. He has done his homework before coming Assam. I hope you are able to understand this chapter. Thank you. Have a good day.